Okay, so far we've been simply bouncing our ball on the spot. I'd like to move it across the screen. So you can see here we've been bouncing along the Z-axis, and I'd like to move it along the X-axis as well. So if we go back to our first frame with our ball control selected, we hit G and move this across in the X-axis, and then remember to hit I to again set a key. What you'll find if we start scrubbing the timeline is that we very quickly end up back at our origin. That's because we've already set keys on this X location value right the way through the timeline. So to resolve that, I'm going to select my X location curve here. I'm going to turn off the Z location. If I hit the home key, it will frame up everything. And you can see here our values have returned to 0. What I'm actually going to do is select all of those values that are at 0, and then I'm going to hit X and delete keyframes. So now we're bouncing on the spot over to the left here. I'm now going to go to my final frame. Whilst my ball bounce finishes around here, frame 57, I'm actually going to key this at frame 72. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the G key, constrain this to X, and move it across to the right somewhere around here. Again, I have to remember to hit I to set a key. This may seem tedious, hitting I to set a key all the time, and we'll go through using auto key a little bit later in our other example. So again, I can just hit the home key down here to frame this up. And now you can see we just have a first and a last position on this X curve. Again, we are easing out, slowing out of this first position, we're slowing into this second position. And if I just play this back, you'll see the end result of that. Actually feels like we're accelerating as we go across screen, and then we're decelerating as we come to the end. Obviously we don't want that. It needs to feel more like the ball has momentum at the start, which is losing as it goes on. So to fix that, we can select this first key, and I could change the handle type, but because we're not doing anything before this point, I can simply grab this handle and move it up. If I do this, it's going to accelerate out of this first position, and it's going to decelerate as it gets towards the end. So if I play this back now, you can see it feels a bit more like it's being thrown across the screen, and then it's gradually losing momentum. So it might be a little bit too fast at the start. We can just adjust this down a little bit till it feels a bit more natural. A little bit more. There we go.